Hey everybody, this is Dean DeGost, and today we're talking a really interesting site called Icwatch. It is a WikiLeaks oriented site, but it's very interesting in what you can find. Like as an example, where I'm at right now, there's Trevor. There's a guy who's a special agent. You got a phone number and email. There's another guy who's a release supervisor. There's an intel analyst. There's a super special agent. So as you can see, there's a lot of interesting things. You got an operational support technician release. I mean, just a whole bunch of really neat stuff. Now, you can really select the filters over here, varying filter skills, whatever. Like you got DoD, military signet. As you can see, this is more for security clearances and stuff like that for people. But hey, it's a good little site. Search terms, so survey, signet, whatever the case may be. I'm going to come up here and I'm going to, you see it says Indeed, text name. You got all sorts of stuff. I'm going to just search Java and I'm going to have Indeed. And I'm going to push enter and we're going to let it do its thing. This seems to be, it is a conglomeration of kind of some secretish stuff, but it's right out there in front, where you're getting information from public and stuff. Like here you have FBI database, you got Indeed. I mean, this is really pretty cool. It's free and it's out there, so it's not like there's any big deal to it. Now, you don't always get contact information. I'm not going to tell you you do. Like in this case, George Smith, you are going to open that bad boy up. You got his Indeed profile, so we can look at that in a minute. But you know his name is George Smith. You know he works at ING. You know he's a job developer. So I mean, let's get real. Finding his work email would be about as easy as it can be. Um, let's go to his Indeed profile and see what it actually says there. And we got his Indeed profile. We know he's in San Diego. Remember, I'm not signed in. If I was signed in, I'd see his name. But I mean, the reality is you got plenty of information to correlate and find him over on LinkedIn or find him anywhere or just find his work email. I mean, how simple is that? You come up here, it's George.Smith. You come over here, nothing, no info there. Beyond what we already knew. We're going to go back in here and see it's George.Smith again. So there's a pretty good shot. You got an email, that's probably George.Smith. You got links. In this case, it's only Indeed. No big deal there. But like I said, I mean, finding his contact info is going to be pretty hard. And then you can always just try to find him on LinkedIn, assuming LinkedIn he's even on LinkedIn. So let's find out. Let's go on LinkedIn, look for George Smith. Now, mind you, there's going to be a boatload of them. The tool I'm using is a tool called Sales Search. It searches on LinkedIn with a simple, right click. Now, I'm not signed into LinkedIn, so it may take a while for this to pull up, if at all, because I am not signed into LinkedIn. I do not stay signed into LinkedIn, so let me get into LinkedIn and sign in so that this can happen a little bit quicker. I'll stop that and I'll get signed in. Um, and once I'm signed in, the whole thing should be pretty quick. You got your Knight Rider thing there to take a little bit. It's one of the things I can't stand about what LinkedIn's been doing lately. So let's try this again. We'll do our search. We'll do our LinkedIn. It'll open. We're still going to get Knight Rider probably, and we got to wait for Knight Rider to get done. There are a few George Smiths, but once you got it, then you start saying, okay, he's at ING. He's in the California area. We actually know he's in San Diego because this told us. You've got plenty of info. Um, you got plenty of info to go ahead and correlate this over. I'm just going to actually do it the manual. George Smith, and we're going to let it go. Okay, we're going to get boatload of George Smiths, but and that's okay. We know this person's in San Diego, So we're going to go ahead and hit San Diego area. That's going to automatically bring us down significantly. And we know that at least according to the database, he is at ING Windsor. All right, so we got a current company, ING, uh, banking. Let's see who pops up. Okay, nobody. Remember, it did say ING Windsor, so that could be why. So let's undo this. We're back in here. We know he's a Java developer. Now you got 164 people, so that's not good. But let's just go into our keywords over here as soon as it lets me. First name, last name. We don't want all that. We're already pretty good there. But let's go ahead and do it anyway. George. Smith. His title is what? He is a senior Java developer. So we'll just put in the word developer to give us a little room because you never know. We'll just put in the word developer and then we're gonna hit enter and let's see what this does. Again, didn't find anybody. Doesn't mean George Smith's not in here. It just means that he could have a different title as developer. It could be LinkedIn being LinkedIn, could be a bunch of stuff. But I'd be willing to bet you money that somewhere in here is George Smith. I'd be very surprised if he's not. But let's just say he's not. Okay, fine. We still know ING Windsor is the company. So let's go ahead and do this search. Let's do this. Goes back into sales search. Let's go to the Google and see what ING Windsor is. Ooh, we get a nice little thing there. Okay, so we got ING US, ING, Yelp, 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 a whole bunch of Yelps. Um, ING, so ING is ING. It's not ING Windsor, which is what we kind of knew. So let's just get rid of the Windsor part, go back to ING, and now we're at the ING site. So what we're going to do is we're going to open this bad boy up, and you're about to learn a bunch of different tools here. So listen carefully. You've learned about this Icwatch now, and then you learned about sales search. Now we're going to learn about another tool. This tool is a tool to help find email naming conventions. In this case, this is by Shane. um, he's pretty well known out there in the recruiting world, so I'm not going to get into details. And what we're doing here is we're trying to find what the naming convention is at ING. So we're going to use another tool, and it's called Email Qualifier. We're going to open that bad boy up, and it's already found a boatload of emails. So we're going to look for one that's probably an ING one. That says ing.com. Another one, another one, another one. Not as many INGs here as we would have liked, but we do have that one, and it looks like it is Soon Moli, like first name, last name all together, it appears. Just to double check, we're going to go over here. We're going to pick a different tool. This one is called Email Extractor. We're going to see what it gets, because it's going to probably find a few more. See, it says americas.ing.com, euros.iog.com. So it could be there's plain old ing.com, which is different names. So first name dot last name at ing. That's what it is. So let's see. That tells us now his email is george.smith@ing.com. There you go. Now the Americas one was for South America and other parts of it, not for the U.S. So there's his email. We have it. We can now get a hold of him and do whatever we want to do with him. Good deal. Simple, quick, I think, easy. Not everybody gives us full names or anything. You know, you got Java developer, like that says Megan Java complete. This one just says senior. Well, that's the same person. Obviously, it's his thing. Here's Kevin Jones. Let's do a Kevin Jones thing. Let's open up Kevin Jones real quick and see what Kevin Jones gives us. Now, we got Indeed again. We know he's at American Express. We know he's a senior web developer. All this is good. Now, this little tool here is called LinkedIn Look, or something like that anyway. It's a cool little tool that just kind of quickly lets you know if there's LinkedIn profile. I've written about it before. It's not bad. It's not always 100% accurate. But the hard part really is the fact that in this case, we got to wait on LinkedIn to do its thing. But it did its thing. So let's go down here and see if this is the right person. Gotta make sure data information professional, senior consultant, expert. Don't know if this is the same person or not. It's tough to say. San Francisco. Let's go back to Icwatch and to his let's go back to his profile and let's see if we match up or not. We'll go to his Indeed profile so we can see if it matches up. Like I said, doesn't always find the right person. Web application developer, Raleigh, North Carolina, San Francisco Bay Area. But of course, we know that LinkedIn, people don't always do that. Uh, and but none of the titles match. So I'd have to say there's a pretty good shot that's not him. So we might have to look a little bit more for Kevin Jones. No big deal there. But again, it really doesn't matter because when it comes right down to it, you have the people, you have the information you need. You know he works at American Express, and you know his name is Kevin Jones. You can find his email address quick and simple and easy. Um, no real fuss or muss there whatsoever. Um, and he's probably in Raleigh, North Carolina, because it says that. Now, granted, look at the start date, 2012, so, but still, the odds are pretty good. Timestamp for this was 2015, so that was only 2 years ago. So there's a pretty good shot. And if we, again, looking at his Indeed, let's see what his Indeed actually says, Raleigh, North Carolina, it corresponds to it and matches. So that's it. And so now at this point, what you'd want to do is come up with work emails, stuff like that. Now, the thing to remember is I am not signed in to Indeed. I'm doing this without being signed in. If I was signed in, I'd see his name and there'd be a lot more information available to me. And it wouldn't be as big a deal. In fact, we're going to go ahead and sign in real quick just so we can be signed in. I'll sign into that one. I think that's the right one. I don't even know. I have so many emails and password. Well, obviously it's not the right one. So let's try the other one. Let's try that one then. Like I said, I have so many of them. Sometimes I forget, and it's telling me it's not the right one. So I'll have to find it and figure out which one's right, which one's wrong. Like I said, I don't really always keep track. I have so many passwords and whatnot, and so many email addresses. So I'm gonna sign in this way. I see it in bad email, so I'm gonna have to figure out what my email. But if I was signed in, I'd get to see his full name, and then Profit, Hire Tool, other tools would probably help me out. But that's the point. The point is getting back to Icwatch though, as you can see, just a boatload of stuff. And you can do it by company, you can do it by industry, you can do it by pretty much everything you want. And if I remember correctly, when we started, this thing had almost when we started fresh, this thing had almost over a half a million people in here. So there's a decent amount of people in here. So it's a good little tool, especially for those needing security clearances or not. It really doesn't matter. It's Icwatch. It's a WikiLeaks thing. And definitely a good tool. And I showed you a few other tools in here, the LinkedIn thing, the sales search, um, and finding email, naming conventions, all sorts of stuff. So this is Dean DeCosta. We were talking Icwatch.